Hi guys, welcome back or welcome if you're new. My name is Catherine and welcome to this channel where I post videos about book and my everyday life. And in today's video I have my January TBR, and to figure out my TBR I have been playing a TBR game called TBR Circus, and I created this game and every colored square corresponds to a different genre. And then I also had challenge cards, but I've decided to try something different this year and only have challenge cards on certain squares. I'm not gonna have it in January, I'm gonna have it in February. I'm gonna have some squares marked that mean that I have to draw a challenge card, but for the most part, if I step on a color, it only means that I have to find a book in that genre. Because what I've realized when I was trying to match genre and challenge was that it was really hard, and I was often reading books that I wasn't even interested at that moment, and books that I was interested to read in that season of my life, I just couldn't read them because they didn't fall on TBR Circus. And yeah, so I decided to change that a little bit. Besides that, all of the rules are the same. So if I roll a double, I need to add an extra roll, and then if I step on a certain color 3 times, I need to add an extra roll as well. But then extra rolls cannot give me extra rolls, so I have 5 rolls at the beginning, and then anything that follows after those 5 rolls cannot give me extra rolls. So I hope it makes sense. So yeah, I didn't do TBR Circus in December, and I decided to start new in 2025 and just scratch everything that was before this, because there were a few books that I just couldn't get to. Yeah, without further ado, let's get to roll number 1. Roll number 1. 7. Classics. Roll number 1 was classics, and for this one I'm choosing short stories by Charles Dickens. So I'm obviously not reading this entire book because it's pretty chunky, but I have read the first short story. It's Christmas Carol. I read it back in September, and this one includes short stories like The Chimes, The Cricket on the Heart, The Battle of Life, and The Haunted Men and the Ghost's Bargain. So I am setting myself for a challenge to read at least 2. So if I read at least 2 of these stories, that's a win-win. So yeah, let's go to roll number 2. Roll number 2. 4. New adult or adult contemporary. Roll number 2 was new adult or adult contemporary or literary fiction, and for this one I'm choosing Kim Jo-young, born 1982, by Nam-ju. And this one is by a Korean author, so I would be able to fit this for my Read Around the World challenge. And this one is about our main character who leaves her job to care for her newborn daughter, and she quickly starts to have these weird symptoms, and her husband and in-laws are very concerned, and then they send her to a male psychiatrist. And this book is focusing on female rights, and it's a very popular one, and I've heard it's a very impactful one. So it's also a very short one, so I hopefully can get through this. So let's go to roll number 3. Roll number 3. 7. Free pick. Roll number 3 was free. Thank goodness I had at least one free one. And so for this one I'm choosing an audiobook, and that is The X Project by Nia Arthurs. So earlier in November or October I read the first 2 books in the series. This one is the final book in the Wrong Mr. Right series by Nia Arthurs, and I listened to them on YouTube. They are available there, and this one is the 3rd one, and I'm so excited. This one is going to be focusing on the 3rd friend in the group, Yolanda, and she has a son, and she has had a rough past, and she falls in love with her son's football coach, and it's gonna be really cool. This is kind of like my guilty pleasure, and it's also set in Belize, and the first two books were really lovely and really quick to get through, so I'm really excited to finish the series. So let's go to roll number 4. Roll number 4 is, of course, a double, and it's 12. Another classics. Roll number 4 was another classics, and for this one I decided to choose The Belly of Paris by Émile Zola. So this one is focusing on our main character who was falsely imprisoned, and now he runs away, he escapes the prison, and he gets back to his native Paris, where he starts to live with his brother's family in this newly built market. And I'm not even gonna pronounce the name of the market because I am horrible at French. And basically, from what I've heard, it's full of market drama, and it's full of different, like, very foodie things, and Zola's descriptions of the market are phenomenal, so I will try to get through this. And as far as I know, this is only like 350-ish pages, because this book actually has 2 of his novels, so I'm gonna start with The Belly of Paris. So now let's go to our next roll. So now if I step on classics again or roll a double, I will add extra roll, but if I don't step on classics, then I only have 6 rolls for this month, so that would be good. So let's go for roll number 5. That is 7. 7. No! And roll number 5 was another classics, which means that we are up to 7 rolls now, but we only have 7 rolls this month because, as I said at the beginning, extra rolls cannot give me extra rolls. So as this was classics, I was thinking what I really want to read, and I think I have set on starting War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy, and I am not gonna read this entire book. This is volumes 1 and 2, and I also have volumes 3 and 4 in a separate edition. And for January, I've decided to start with volume 1. So volume 1 is this much. So I put a sticky note so that I know, and it is 400, almost 500 pages, and so it's gonna be tough, and I want to take my time with this book. I don't want to skim through it in a week, so I also want to read a essay by Somerset Maugham about War and Peace and Leo Tolstoy before I start this book. And this one is going to take me a while because what I've heard is that war descriptions in this one are rough. So yeah, this focuses on Russian war with Napoleon in 18th century, and this is also a love story of Natasha and Andrei, and yeah, I've heard great things about it. The love story is very beautiful in this one, but it intimidates me, but I also really want to read it at the same time. Roll number 6 is 6. Historical fiction. Roll number 6 was historical fiction, and for this one I decided to choose something really short. I wanted to choose another book, but that book was pretty chunky, so I have quite a bit of chunky books, plus I have quite a bit of classics this month, so I decided to choose something short. So it's gonna be Ali and Nino by Kurban Said, and this one is about 2 main characters, Ali, who is a Muslim boy, and he falls in love with a Christian girl, Nino, and it's all set in Baku, Azerbaijan, and it's set during World War I, and it's a really tiny book, so hopefully I can get through it really quickly. It's only 316 pages, so yeah, hopefully I can get through it, and I've heard amazing things, and I just absolutely love this cover, so yeah, this is what I'm gonna be reading for historical fiction. And our final roll for January, roll number 7, is 5. YA, contemporary, or romance. And our final role number 7, was YA contemporary, and for this one I'm choosing Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that Better Than the Movies was on my video, These Books Will Self-Destruct in 12 months, and this is the first book that I'm reading from that video, but this is about our main character Liz, who has a crush on Michael, and Michael ends up moving away, and then he comes back to town and she still has a crush on him and she wants to do anything to win his attention. And it turns out that her very annoying neighbor Bess is getting along with Michael pretty well, and Liz decides to use Wes to get to Michael, and I think we all know what's gonna happen. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna be reading. I'm actually gonna be listening to this one as well, so yeah. Okay, there you have it. That is my January TBR, a bit bigger than I was expecting, but yeah. We're starting the year with a pretty ambitious TBR, but it's okay. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you have read any of these books and what you thought about them, and please like this video and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you very soon. Bye!